Right. As I said, you can ask your questions anytime. Please make the sessions as interactive as possible. Not only this session, going forward, I'll repeat the same thing for next 4-5 sessions. And then I'll start saying you that make the sessions as interactive as possible, right? First, by the end of this course, what you should get is, one, you run your production show on your own, which means you can become the individual contributor irrespective of your experience. Let us say you have 3 years experience as any other RDBMS DBA. You can happily claim that you have 3 years experience as a Postgres DBA. You have 10 years experience in SQL Server, you can claim that you have 10 years experience in PostgreSQL. And given any production problem, you can solve it on your own. Either you will get the SOP with you, or you will know where to find that SOP, right? Throughout the course, we'll have a number of activities, a number of documents getting created, a number of SOPs and all that stuff. So your production problem might fall in any of these SOPs. If it is not falling in any of these SOPs, at least you should get, or you will know where to find the solution to your problem, right? That is what the individual contributor does. Irrespective of your problem, you can solve your production problem on your own by the end of this course. So what tools we are using, what depth we are going, all these things are secondary. If you are attending interviews, you can claim that you have 4 to 6 years of experience confidently, irrespective of your current experience. Again, if you have, let's say, 10, 15 years of experience, you can claim whatever you want, right? I don't have any experience. What I can claim, you can claim 4 or 6. I already have 10 years experience. What I can claim, you can claim 10. Course duration would be 2 calendar months. It will come around 42 to 45 days. Every day 1 hour, Monday to Friday. I will definitely take weekends, probably 4 to 5 weekends in these 2 months, right? Just to ensure that we finish on time. Nobody agrees to have weekends, so that the course might stretch to 2.5 months. Let's assume we are starting it on 28th June, July, August. By August 31st, we should be able to finish the course, right? We'll just try to compensate the offs that we take, ad hoc offs that we take during Monday to Friday in any of the weekends, right? Just to summarize, 1, you can run your production show on your own. 2, confidently attend 4 to 6 years of industry experience by claiming that you have 4 to 6 years of industry experience. 3, course duration is 2 months. Any question here from anyone?
No, Kumar, we are good.
Right. We are not going to run behind the buzzwords. The majority of the content will be purely on the internals of PostgreSQL. Tools will come and go, so we don't spend much time on the tools. Like, how do I use X tool to solve X problem? Of course, we'll be using all the internal tools, not the external tools much. Yeah, these are the few frequently asked questions that I get. Course duration, as I said, it is about 2 months. I mean, until a couple of batches ago, I used to take 5 to 6 weeks course only. Right? But yeah, I have added lots of content, so it stretched it to 2 months. Every day 1 hour. Which version? The version that is available latest. So we are going to have version 19 for this batch. During the upgradation, probably we'll do 18 to 19. So which version? Whatever the version that is latest. Interview preparation. Interview questions will come organically in the classroom every day. But we don't have a separate side heading that today we are going to discuss interview questions and all that stuff. But we have certification questions discussion that will come towards the end. Both fundamental and advanced. We have 2 levels of certification for PostgreSQL. We'll discuss both. Course material, you'll get the recordings via LMS platform, which means you should have internet connectivity to access the recordings. It's a lifetime access. Notepads, SOPs, and all that stuff, theory manual, lab manual, all these things, you'll get via GitHub. Is the course customizable? It is customizable, but people don't ask me to customize the course. We'll understand what about this, what is this customization and all about in a few minutes. You have to have your own laptops for lab setup. If you don't have laptop, probably you might need to use any cloud platform. For that, you might incur INR 1,000 to 2,000 rupees. Any questions here? Any question?
Is it possible to repeat the whole course, like after 2 months?
What do you mean by that?
Means like repeat the whole session, like the live online session, like is there any particular duration that the training?
No, there is nothing like that. See, one, you will get your own individual recordings if you want to revisit the same content. Two, you will have access to upcoming live sessions, right? Once you attend the existing session, it is up to you whether you wanted to go through your own recordings again or you want to continue in the next batch. Right? It's just a ping away. I wanted to repeat. Have I answered your question?
So is it going to be extra charges if you want to?
No. It's your time waste.
Yeah, but it's hard to cover like everything in one go. So that is why I'm asking, like,
No.
And for recording, you generally don't go and sit, right? So if it's live, it's more interactive and you are focused and you really do the work.
That's an interesting thing, and that is where what do you call the live and recorded pre-recorded session matters, right? The live interaction is always more powerful than going through the pre-recordings. So people does something like this. Let's say people with 0 to 3 years of experience, they'll first join, they'll just grasp 20 to 30% of the content, and once they land in the job, once they start doing their activities, they'll get more and more questions. So the second attempt of having a live interaction will give them a new perspective. That's a nice question, and yeah, I'll always welcome people to join in the next sessions, ask more questions, get more outcome. Answer is yes. You can attend as many times as you want. Just a ping away. You ping me that I wanted to repeat either a particular content, let's say only the backup and recovery, or I will just listen to entire course. It's just what do you call a ping away. This is for everyone.
Thank you.
Right. And this thing I used to say always, how many batches you have completed, and especially about me section. One, I've been doing PostgreSQL training since 2020, I think, and I'm using PostgreSQL from 2019, which is like 1920, around 5 to 6 years of experience as a PostgreSQL DBA. And give me a screen, right? You see my screen? Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is my blog. I write content here for PostgreSQL. Most of you might be knowing this. For example, I'll come here. How many of you have heard about this Grafana?
Yes.
Right. People talk more about Grafana. I mean, people are talking more about Grafana nowadays. This is like the observability tool, monitoring tool. This is how to set up Grafana for PostgreSQL end-to-end setup guide. You can directly use this to set up your production in your production environment, right? And this guide I've written in 2021. And you have something like, let me open this.
Grafana is a
Third-party monitoring tool. Yeah.
It's open source free or it is a paid one?
It's free.
It's open source.
It's free.
Is it open source?
It's open source. And you have so many derived products based on Grafana, but core Grafana is open source. And then in PostgreSQL, when you hear about high availability, when you want automated switchovers and failovers, people talk about Patroni because this is being used the most, right? And we do have, this step-by-step guide. Again, people have been using in their production environment. Straightforward copy-paste, no second thoughts, right? And this I have written version 18 recently, but for version 17 and 16, I have in my old, what do you call, blogs.
So we will be able to do the HS setup on our laptop also?
Yes.
Okay.
Right. And then
Patroni have not required on the cluster setup. It's depending on the nodes, 3 nodes cluster, we can be prepared, and Patroni is just a check configuration on there. Is it right or something else?
Patroni is just an automated way of failing over your primary to
Secondary.
Yes, secondary. That's it. So if you want, if you don't want an automated way, you are satisfied, you are okay with the manual way of switching over, you don't need Patroni.
But just rest of the things, if we know about the Patroni, just multiple banks or whatever, they can be used the automated, just because if manually we can be proceed, it's a take the source and 1 or 2 or 3 or just switch over. But Patroni can be do the automatically. So I hope so they can be preferred Patroni.
But what about the client redirection? Is that also happens automatically or they have to change in their configuration file?
No, automatic.
Everything is automatic.
That's nice.
Yeah. And yeah, time permits, we'll see that in action now towards the end. And the third thing, how many of you know this PostgreSQL.org? Anybody know this? Yeah, this is your official PostgreSQL site, oracle.com, right? They do have the wiki page where they talk about, again, the SOPs, documentation, and all that stuff. So this page is all about how do you handle corruptions in PostgreSQL, right? And then I'll come here. There is something called, there is a tutorial for setting them up. So how do you handle the corruptions in PostgreSQL? There is a link. I'll open this link and it is redirecting to my site. This is not like any other blog written in personal WordPress.com or LinkedIn, whatever it is. So the link is directly coming from PostgreSQL.org. So they have recommended that there is an article available elsewhere. You go check it out, right? And yeah, as I said, this is not like what do you call? How do you set up a backup? How do you restore from your backup page? Not that simple thing. This is a complex corruption issue, block level corruption issue, which I've written in 2020. Right? That's about me. And yeah, any questions here in this slide? Right. There are few add-ons in the course that we are going to discuss. First of all, what are these add-ons? I'll come here. PostgreSQL is open source, which means anyone can download the software, modify, and can resell. For example, this is my open source PostgreSQL. We call it as a community version, which is coming up with 3 features. Anyone can download this open source software, modify, and can resell. Leveraging on that option, there is a company called EDB. They have downloaded this open source software. They have modified it. They are now selling it under the name of PPAS, which is called Postgres Plus Advanced Server. Leveraging that option, there is a company called Amazon. They have downloaded it. They have modified it. They are now selling it under the name of Aurora. Right? PostgreSQL is open source database software. Anyone can download the software, modify, can resell. Leveraging that, there is a company called EDB. They have downloaded it, modified it. They are selling it under their own brand. There is a company called Amazon. They have downloaded it. They are selling it under their own brand called Aurora. Amazon also has open source PostgreSQL. They call it as RDS. So RDS is the community version of the PostgreSQL under their platform. Aurora is their modified version of PostgreSQL. They claim that Aurora is faster than RDS for XYZ kind of workloads. That's a secondary thing. We call these products as derived products. Not only these two, you have many more derived products. More than 200 as of now, I think. Any question on this? Any question on this? Right. Now, let's see here. This is the extra feature developed by EDB, and this is the extra feature developed by Aurora. They don't overlap each other because you can assume that they are their unique selling points. So EDB claims that we are Oracle optimized PostgreSQL databases, which means if you are coming from Oracle background, they say that you don't feel like you're working on PostgreSQL, you feel like you're working on Oracle itself. And Amazon guys claim that when you take Aurora, it is our cloud optimized PostgreSQL, which means it will be much faster than running your PostgreSQL on EC2 or RDS. Amazon claims that we are cloud optimized PostgreSQL databases, and we are Oracle optimized PostgreSQL databases is what EDB claims. The same way, a number of other companies have their own what do you call claims. Now let us assume you like this extra feature. you wanted to have it to your community version, but you don't want to go with EDB. Do you think these EDB guys will give that feature to you? Question to everyone. Do you think that these EDB guys will give their extra feature to you?
No, we need to pay.
Right? They don't give it.
That we need to pay.
Right? But the point is, not only EDB has this feature, there are a number of third-party companies who only work on features, extra features. So what you need to do is you need to understand what this feature is doing, get that feature from the third-party company and attach it to your community version. And you call this as extension. What is extension? Extension is an additional software you attach it to your community version to enhance your database administration experience. Understood? For example, by default, your PostgreSQL won't have this high availability feature. High availability concept is not there, which means you cannot automatically switch over to your standby. Right? You will have definite downtime and then make so many modifications here and there. To avoid that, you need that feature. And that feature is provided by n number of third-party companies. For example, EDB has the feature called EFM, Enterprise Failover Manager. Then you have Rep Manager, again an EDB product. Then you have Patroni, Percona's product. PG Auto Failover, Cluster Control. Not only these, you have many more. All these features do the same job. That means enable automatic failovers. That's it. If you want to take the backup, let's say you have the default tool PG based backup, just like your RMN. No, I want some extra features. Then you have n number of third-party tools available. PG Pathrace, Barman, BART, PG RMN, and so on. For GUI, you have many tools available. For monitoring, you have so many tools. For load balancing, and these are all the extensions. Each extension does some or the other activity, helps you in some or the other way in your production. Right? PostgreSQL is open source. PostgreSQL supports many languages. There are n number of third-party tools available for n number of activities or n number of features. What we are going to do is we are going to pick one from each of these areas. For example, if it is high availability, we are going to use Patroni. Backup and recovery will spend time on PG backrest. UI will spend time on PG admin. Monitoring will spend time on Grafana. We are spending time on these things. Why not the other? Because they are being used the most. Is this clear? So in our course, when it comes to high availability, we are going to spend time on Patroni. If it comes to GUI, we'll spend time on PG admin. If it comes to monitoring, we'll spend time on Grafana. Why Grafana? Why not Jabix? Why Patroni? Why not Rep Manager? Because these are being used the most. Tomorrow, when you all decide to have Rep Manager instead of Patroni, we'll go with Rep Manager. Is this clear? And when you know how to manage your PostgreSQL using Patroni, you already know how to manage your PostgreSQL using Rep Manager. So there is no difference. End of the day, all these tools does the same job. Right? So it is not again from A. If you wanted to understand Rep Manager, if you already know Patroni, both are same. Just from a different vendor. That's it. So it's not feasible or possible, not a good way to take each and every tool, set up, understand from each and every area, right? So I picked whatever being used the most, I picked that. So the question in the earlier side, is the course customizable? When you come to me and choose this customization from here, yeah, you can go with that. But yeah, people generally don't ask me for the customization. Any question here? Understood first thing first? Community version is the open source PostgreSQL, which means anyone can download, modify, can resell. Leveraging that, you have these many derived products. These are all your third-party software, patches, and all those things you attach to your community version to make your database administration experience better. For example, this tool, you use it to defragment your table. When the table is too much fragmented, you need some mechanism to defragment your table. One simple technique is create table as select. Create a new table based on the old table, drop your old table. So that's a downtime related activity. Yeah, you wanted to use any tool to do this, to do those activities. One tool, that is PG Repack. Without any of these third-party tools, you can still run your production show. These tools just help you make your life easier, something like that. Any question from anyone? Any question from anyone? Understood? Yes, no, maybe. At least.
Yes, Kumar, we understood.
Again, please make the sessions as interactive as possible. This one, I'll talk about that again. We will be spending around 40 days the next 2 months understanding the concept. Out of 40 days, we'll spend 30 days on-premise. Or 70% of our time we'll spend on understanding on-premise. 30%, the rest of the things, out of that, 15% on cloud and 15% on third-party tools. Right, so this is the breakdown. 50% of our time will spend on-premise environment because it is critical, understanding the internals of PostgreSQL. Right, what happens when you really take the backup? What are the behind the scenes of stuff when you are restoring your backup, when you are doing streaming replication and all that stuff? And then we'll just try to learn the entire thing what we learned in on-premise environment in the cloud in the rest of the 15% of our time. So basically, it will be 3 to 4 days in the cloud. That is more than enough. Any question here? We are going to spend 30 days on the on-premise environment and 3 to 4 days on cloud, 3 to 4 days on third-party tools, and we'll spend 2 to 3 days on the miscellaneous things.
Are we going to cover some session on, say, Oracle to Postgres migration, Kumar?
Yes, we have a dedicated day for that.
Okay, it's under AWS migrations.
Other questions here? I mean, we'll understand in the project way. I hope you all, except one or two of all the respondents, we all have experience. So it is like an end-to-end database administration learning, starting from provisioning the system to installing the software to creating your host database, then giving access to your application, creating users, taking the backups, doing some restore activities, enabling high availability, monitoring incident management, and all that stuff. So it's an end-to-end program, right? We'll start with just like any other project. We'll start like installation, and then we'll keep on doing things. And as I said, the detailed breakdown of the days, I'll talk about it in some time. What you'll get a theory manual, lab manual, recorded sessions, running notes, any other extra materials if I think that you need it, you'll get. And as I said, the recorded sessions are via LMS platform, just like Udemy. And the rest of the manuals, you'll get it via Git.
So this lab setup we will be doing on a VM?
Yes, it will be on the VM. I mean, in your personal laptops, we'll be installing the VM and then we'll setting up our machines. It's a plug and play, so hardly takes 2-3 minutes. I'll give you the snapshot of the pre-installed operating system. You just need to start using it. And we're going to do it on CentOS 9 or OEL 9.
Okay.
Questions?
Just have a question on the batch timing. Like, is it like every day on a weekday session or a weekend course?
It is weekdays in the morning 7:30 to 8:30. Sometimes it will go till 9. That's the fixed time so far. We might adjust half an hour here and there, but it will always be in the morning, Monday to Friday. If it is weekend, it will be mostly I'll take 10 o'clock in the morning, 10 to 12, something like that.
Okay, so can you please repeat? You said 7:30 to 10 a.m. Is it Indian Standard Timing?
Yeah, IST 7:30 to 9.
AM,
7:30.
you said.
Yeah, 7:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. A buffer of 15 minutes, like that, after 8:30.
Okay.
Right. So this is so far this is the fixed time. Once we finish the first 3-4 sessions, then based on the confirmed learners, we might adjust the time. Currently, I'm having the evening batch because at that because during my last batch, everyone wanted to have it in the evening, so we shifted to evening. So I'll just take the majority consideration. Let's say 10 agreed, 8 say in the evening, 2 say in the morning. I'll just simply switch to evening.
Okay. The reason I'm requesting, I'm in US Central Time Zone, so the timing only work for me if you're taking the session in the morning, then it's like in the evening or late hour for me here.
No. Example I'm telling. So hardly I'll do things in the evening, but yeah, as I said, so far 99% times, 99% it is 7:30 only in the morning. 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. Yeah, we need to see.
Okay.
So
likewise, as he's in Central Time, I'm in Eastern Time. So
that is what, half an hour, 1 hour here and there adjustment. Yeah, we all have to make it. I don't have any problem starting a session 7 o'clock, starting a session 7:30 or 8 in the morning time, IST time zone, which will be around, maybe I don't exactly currently know the timings. It would be 7:30 PST, so 7 PST.
now, if it is 7 a.m. means 8:30 CST and 9:30 EST.
Yeah, so that is your time.
So 9:30 to 11:30. So it's
No,
I mean
no, 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 no.
9:30.
7:30 to 8:30 only. Which means if we are starting at 9:30, it is 9:30 to 10:30. Sometimes it
Okay.
might go till 10:45.
Okay, so can we make it? I mean, if it is 7 o'clock, that will be great because it's going to be 9:30 to 10:30. Next day morning again, I have to rush to the office, right? So usually my office timings are usually early morning 6 to 3 p.m.
Look, I mean, let's start it. After finishing 2-3 sessions, we'll get the big picture, the complete clarity. At that time, we will make it half an hour earlier. Or we'll straight away start at 7 o'clock and we'll fix to 7 o'clock.
Okay, sounds good.
Right. 90% of the times sessions happens in Notepad and virtual machines only. There is no separate theory content happening in the classroom. Theory, you have to learn it on your own. We'll straight away jump into the machine, do things, and while doing the things, we'll understand it theoretically. I have slides for backup and recovery only so far. Right, during the backup and recovery, I play slides. Otherwise, yeah, there are no slides at all. We'll see this checklist in some time. Right. This one. Any of you know about this? This is something like there is a third-party website that gives ranking to the databases. So this slide or this screenshot I've taken probably during my maybe 2030, 2023 batch time, right? There is 2020, 22, 24 is not there. So it is between 22 and 24, right? During that time, this is the difference between the PostgreSQL and the SQL Server. And definitely your PostgreSQL is climbing the ladder too fast. So this is where the boom happened 2019 to 2020. So that's a very big boom. Not growing that much now, but when you see here, yeah, it is just few points away overtaking SQL Server. Yeah, probably in the next month it will overtake the SQL Server. Right, during 23, yeah, there is a big gap. I used to say during those batches, it will definitely overtake SQL Server and MySQL one day, but it will not overtake Oracle because Oracle has too many legacy systems. But I didn't thought it will overtake this fast within 2-3 years. Right. So that's about the popularity and why this popularity. We'll understand it in our day one. Why PostgreSQL session. And yeah. Any questions so far?
When is the batch starting, please?
Wednesday. Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's the price and how do we pay for it, please?
Now we'll understand. Price 20,000. How do you pay? We'll understand it. This is the device schedule. What we are having today is kind of a demo session. Why PostgreSQL is going to be our first technical session, not technical session, first session on PostgreSQL. During this time, we'll understand how PostgreSQL is different from other RDBMS engines and why the PostgreSQL is becoming so popular now, right? What are the options you have in PostgreSQL and all that stuff. Connection establishment is going to be our first technical session. We'll understand more about how PostgreSQL accepts a connection from the client. Client can be your middleware or any third-party machine or from your command prompt itself, the local client, whatever. Then the next step will spend time on understanding asset properties, which is again the core RDBMS concept. And then we'll set up our lab environment of this day. Right? And then we'll spend 3 days on installations and then 3 to 4 days on architecture. And then we'll spend 2 to 3 days on parameter tuning. And then a week on database administration, then 3 days on user administration, backup and recovery. We'll spend about 7 days. Backup and recovery also contains data guard. So backup and recovery and replication, data guard, always on, whatever it is. Everything put together, it is 7 sessions. We'll spend 3 to 4 days on AWS, and then tools will spend 2 to 3 days. Miscellaneous things about 2 to 3 days. Any question in this? Just think a minute and let me know.
One quick question. Does this course help us to for like any associate level, to pass any associate level exam for Postgres?
Level 100%. And if you put a little effort, you can clear advanced level as well. We'll discuss both associate level and advanced level interview, certification questions towards the end of the course. You'll get to know that how much of associate level knowledge I got and how much of advanced level knowledge I got. Associate level 100%. Advanced, you might need to spend a little extra effort. That doesn't mean we are not covering advanced topics. Advanced topics need little more practice. That's it. So this course will give you, will help you clear advanced PostgreSQL certification as well. The content is optimized for advanced only, but yeah, associate level questions are straightforward. Like which process helps you do, or something like this. Which process helps you move your data from memory to disk, as simple as that, or flush your dirty buffers from the memory to hard disk. That's a simple, straightforward question. Option A, check pointer process. Option B, database writer process. Option C, log writer process. Option 4, X process. But advanced questions are a little bit tricky. That's it. Right. What we're going to do is this, the engineering track will spend, as I said, the time on these things. This is where your question came. Certification questions discussion, job descriptions. You have to bring the job description so that we'll discuss it in the classroom. Right, whatever the job description you bring, we'll discuss it. During that time, let's say there is a complex job description, you found it in internet or LinkedIn, bring it, we'll see the job description. So that we'll understand. Sorry,
You
yeah.
have something for AI also for DBA. Are we going to use some features specific to Postgres that they're offering specific to AI, or some agent development related to AI? Kumar?
No, we are not developing agent related to AI. There is a lot of misconception available in the internet. I'm going to create agentic AIs, RAG agents, and all that stuff. Those are all buzzwords only. We'll understand them theoretically in the first half of the session on that day, and then we'll use the vector database. I mean, using the extension, you can convert your PostgreSQL database into vector database. On how do you leverage that database for AI activities, we'll understand that. But agent development is not the DBA job. Point to be noted. And yeah, if time permits, we'll see one such example now. Maybe, yeah, if time permits, we'll see that now itself. But we're not going to do that. DevOps per DBA, I don't know, people have attended in the last session, we used this. What we are going to do is we are going to use a couple of DevOps tools to do some kind of observability activities and instance provisioning activities. When it comes to AI, as I said, we are going to use AI to troubleshoot our PostgreSQL problems. Customized agent development needs some kind of development experience. That's not a DBA job. You will understand that going forward. What are the things that you might need to do? That is this conclusion. Which area you wanted to go deeper? Any question here from anyone? Any question from anyone? Okay, I am seeing the comments. That started next Tuesday. A for troubleshooting DB issue. Is it Frontier? Node else? What is Node else? No. ChatGPT and all these things. No, not ChatGPT. It's not ChatGPT. Models. Okay. You're not going to use ChatGPT. So that is what we will learn. What are the options you have to troubleshoot? How do you create your agent and attach the open source models or these proprietary models to your agent? And then how do you create documents that acts as a RAG for your troubleshooting problems? We'll understand that. And yeah, please stay till the end of the session. We'll have some kind of understanding that during our lab. Any other questions from anyone here? Right.
I would like you to repeat what is the fees you said. I did not hear properly. My apologies.
20,000 INR.
30 or 20?
20.
20. Okay. Thank you.
Right. What we're having is this. Division, I have started it for this batch onwards because I got different requirements. I understood different requirements from different learners. So that I thought let me break down it into multiple modules. Obviously, 90% of the cases, people will always prefer this. So that is why we are spending more time on this. There is again one more thing called foundations. This is purely for freshers, 0 years experience or who wanted to claim that they have 4+ experience. We'll spend time on Linux basics, SQL and all that stuff for this batch, and then some kind of clear readiness, document understanding, RFP, SOP, escalation matrix, rulebook, change management, incident management, and all that stuff. Some jargons, keywords, and all that stuff. So we'll spend more time on that kind of stuff for these foundations, guys. Right? And then I wanted to go deeper into the technical stuff only in PostgreSQL, or I wanted to move to kind of platform engineering. So we'll spend whatever the time we spend here, a little more deeper understanding, we'll do it in this. Not at all required so far for each and every DBA, but for those who wanted to go beyond our regular database administration activities, for them it is required. And finally, professional branding. We are not going to learn DevOps for DBA, AI for DBA, DBRE for DBA. We'll spend time only on PostgreSQL in this. PostgreSQL internals, complete internals.
Are we going to cover LDAP integration as well?
LDAP integration, not required. If you want, I can, give you the SOP, you can try it in your personal system. Give me a second. Please. A minute. Can you see my screen? Hello? Hello? Hello, can you see my screen?
Yes, yes.
Right. People hardly ask about the third-party authentication. So yeah, you can straightforward copy-paste this to set up LDAP. Of course, we don't spend time in the classroom understanding this. Yeah. I'll come here. Right. We'll spend some time on understanding some technical stuff. This is kind of what do you call 3-tier architecture. The first is the web tier, second application tier, and third is your database tier. You enter, for example, understand it as a web application. You enter your username, you enter your password, you click on login. The request will go to the middleware, your Tomcat, JBoss, whatever it is. And since the middleware doesn't hold the data, whether this user exists or not, that will be there in your table. It has to forward the request to the database and then get the response from the database, whether the record is there or not. If the record is there, forward the positive response, you are taken to the next page. If it is not there, negative response, user does not exist. Right? A simple web application. When you enter your username, when you enter your password, when you click on login, the request has gone to the application. Application don't have the data, it has to get the data from the database, but it will not get the data directly. First, the application has to authenticate itself. To do that, there is a postmaster process who is a watchman for this database. First, you have to get authenticated from this guy. I am a valid person. He will have a rule book for the authentication. External rule book is your LDAP. That's the secondary thing. Right? Once this guy approves the client, then a new process gets created that will go inside the database, get the data, give it to the user. Clear?
Yeah. How does the postmaster
No.
decide?
How is our third session? Right. How part will understand connection during our connection establishment day. How this guy is going to use this rule book for the authentication. That will understand the internal, some technical stuff. We'll see it on day 2. Right. But time being, you assume that this watchman has some data to ensure that this guy is a valid guy to get the data. What is that mechanism and all that stuff? Yeah, we'll see that separately later. Any question in the overall big picture here? Right. Now I have a question. What if your database is gone? What happens? What if your database is gone?
Gone means, is it down or crashed?
Crashed. Machine is not accessible.
Hmm.
You have HA, you need to fail over.
9999. What happens to my application?
It will not work. I mean,
Right. I'll enter my username. I will enter my password. I'll click on login.
you get
Request will come here. Since the data is not there, I need to ensure that this a comma x exists, but there is no one to confirm. Right? To avoid that, you have a replication. Right? In PostgreSQL, you have a secondary machine configured. Every time you make a change to this machine, it will get copied to this machine. And if something goes wrong here, what you need to do is you need to manually jump in, make this as the primary. By default, your primary will be in the read-write mode. Your standby will be in the read-only mode. So what you need to do is you need to execute a couple of commands to make this read-only machine as a read-write machine. Is this clear?
yes.
So is this the picture you just showed is just comparable to active data guard for Oracle? Because one
Correct.
side is read only.
Correct. So this is open read only. By default, it will be in the mount state. Active is completely active is a little different. So you can call it as redo apply. Open read only mode. Now, this is my primary. This is my standby. Oh, sorry. This is my primary. This is my standby. In our earlier case, my application has connected to my primary. When you make some change, it gets copied here. And this is read write. This is read only. As long as your primary is hale and healthy, you don't have anything to do with your standby. It will just sit idle. To leverage your idle machine, what you can do is you get a third machine, install a small software called PC Pool, and put your application to PC Pool. Add your application to PC Pool. What this guy does is he will send read-write requests to primary, read-only requests to both primary and standby. So your PG pool is intelligent enough to send read-only requests to both the machines and read-write requests to only primary. In that way, you are offloading some of the load of the primary to your standby. Is this clear?
Yes, is it a extension, right? And it not come along with the community edition?
Yeah, it is an extension. So you have to get a third machine, install this extension to avail this feature.
So extension means, is it from this, I mean, some other company, or is it in, I mean, community edition also we can download? Can we download from the community edition?
You can download from the community edition, yes.
Okay.
So extension can be from a third-party company, a registered third-party company, or from anyone who is an individual developer. Right? What they generally do is they'll come up with one product and they'll talk to a community version. I have created this product, you add it in your portfolio. So what they'll do, what the community does is they will add this software to its portfolio as a separate extension, not within the core product. So if you want that extension, you go to the repository, get that extension, attach it to your Postgres.
Okay, for that extension, is again, do we need to, in order to work, okay, extension we can download and plug in. I mean, in order to work on that one, do we need to pay any money? Or
No. See, each and every extension is developed by a third-party person. Let us say you want this PG pool, right, in your environment. How do you configure this PG pool? Question 1, right? Question 2, how do you troubleshoot problems of PG pool? The trusted person is, of course, the person who created this. You got it right. Understood? You have a problem with Oracle database. Whom do you approach? You approach Oracle guys. Problem with SQL Server, you approach SQL Server guys. So that is one of the ways that these guys get revenue. Right? No, I don't approach this guy. I will solve the problem myself. Happily, you can do. Or I will solve from third-party person, someone who already worked on this. They'll charge you less. If you approach PG pool directly, the person who created this PG pool, they'll charge you more.
Okay, got it.
You solve it yourself, you put your problem in WhatsApp groups. When your work is done, something like that. I think it's free here. You want to spend money, happily spend everywhere. I mean, within the PostgreSQL community.
Okay, got it.
Right? We'll understand this in why PostgreSQL session in detail. Right? What are the ways that you get solutions to your problems? Whom should ask for help, and all that stuff? And what is the revenue model? So we'll understand that. The last one is your Patroni. What Patroni is? Let us say this is my primary. This is my standby. PostgreSQL is running in both the machines. When you have problem with primary, you manually jump in and execute some commands to make this as a primary. Instead, you will create 2 agents. They are called Patroni agents in both the machines. job is to if PostgreSQL is running or not. If it is running, then can you hear me? Hello.
Yes, we can hear.
Yeah. If PostgreSQL is running, give that information to someone called etcd. That's a ringmaster. For some reason, this guy fails to send health check information to etcd. What etcd does is he will ask the surviving node agent to execute those 2-3 commands in this machine automatically. So these two are kind of agents that will ensure the PostgreSQL is running in both the machines. If PostgreSQL is not running, this guy tells etcd that PostgreSQL is not running here. Then what etcd does, it will ask the agent sitting in the other machine to promote itself. We call it as a promote. That means execute the 2-3 commands to make this as a read write. Your application will be sitting here. Your application is transparent to this activity. Your application doesn't know who is primary, who is standby. Now the question is, let us say you have a streaming replication setup, you have a primary and you have a standby. Your primary CPU utilization is always 30%. Do you need PG pool?
Not required.
Right? You don't want to leverage your standby because your primary utilization is absolutely normal. Right? You don't need PG pool at all. And at the same time, you have a primary, you have a standby. Your primary is down. You call your database administrator. He is not at home, doing some other activity. He will be back after 2 hours. You waited for 2 hours. After 2 hours, you promoted this. And your client is okay for that.
Okay.
Do you need patterning?
Not required.
And the third one is your PG bouncer. PG bouncer is kind of assistant to your what do you call postmaster. You have your database, you have your postmaster who will be doing all this authentication process. Clients coming in from various sources, and this guy is overwhelmed. In this case, what PG bouncer does is PG bouncer stops these clients reaching postmaster here and make them form in a line. So it goes something like this. This is my database, this is my postmaster, and this is my PG bouncer. Will open only 3 connections. This is PG bouncer. So people coming from has to come like this only. Any extra connection will have to stand here in a queue. What you're doing here, you're helping this guy.
You mean to say control the connections?
Perfect.
Okay. Concurrent
You're controlling the concurrent connections. So if all of a sudden 100 connections have reached your postmaster is overwhelmed. He will just simply say, I will no longer authenticate you. He will not say, give me some time, and all that stuff. He'll simply say, get out. That's a connection failure to the application, right? Application don't like connection failures. So the solution is to have an assistant to your postmaster. This assistant will make them form in a line and send them one by one.
Okay.
Right? Now, the question is, let's say you are running, your application is something like, what do you call it, DMart or Ratnadeep Supermarket or Walmart, whatever it is. You have 10 outlets. Each outlet has 3 computers, right? And they use these computers to punch in order. People will form in a line, get their job done. Do you expect sudden spike in demand? Your connection count is limited to, let us say you have 30 outlets. Each outlet has 4 computers. 30 into 4, that's the max connections you get, not more than that. Is this clear?
Yes.
You have 30 DMart outlets. Each DMart has 10 computers. That means 30 into 10, not more than that. So that's a dedicated environment. You don't see connection spikes, you don't see connection drops and all that stuff. It's not India-Pakistan match Hotstar.
Okay.
Right? You don't need to configure PG bouncer for that. Nowadays, all these third-party extensions, you configure it only when you need it. There is a third-party, there is some X application for using this PG pool. I will also use it, not required. Is this clear? It's not required that someone is using PG pool, I have to use it. No. Use the tools or the combinations only when your application needs them. That's another big advantage of PostgreSQL, right? You're not dumping each and every feature in the PostgreSQL core software. Right, core software is limited to serve your web application. You want more features, you keep on adding extensions. Any questions so far? Hello.
When we are going to have our first class, apart from this demo?
Okay. Tuesday in the morning. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Right. Let's do a quick setup. What you're going to get is this test01.zip or test02.zip, whatever it is. You copy it to your local machine, right click, extract all. Where is extract? Yeah, extract all, extract. We'll just spend another 10-15 minutes. That's it. Meanwhile, any questions?
I mean, in the market right now, everyone is moving to the PaaS services, or still these guys are, building the VM and then on top of it, they are installing the Portuguese and they are using it. I mean, how is the market trend?
Obviously pass, no doubt.
Can you
No doubt, obviously pass.
Yes. But PaaS cost is more, right? I mean,
No, maintaining your own environment is costlier, right? People don't want to take unnecessary headaches. You have various models in the PaaS as well, right? Cost optimized models. So what you do is you sit with your what do you call PaaS team. Tell them that this is our existing setup and this is our existing cost, and what are the options I have, so that I'll jump into the PaaS. At the same time, I don't spend more amount than what I'm spending now, right? You take your current budget, let us say maintaining your on-premise environment, you're spending $100. With RDS, guys, my application should not suffer. I should get RDS with $100 only. That's your requirement. They will give you a nice presentation. How do you use this $100 wisely?
Okay.
Right? PaaS doesn't mean cost, right? Where you are spending, you have to cut that spending. One of the senior DBR's resume line, one big statement: I have reduced cost by X percentage for my project by doing XYZ things. The same previous example, 30% CPU utilization, you reduce your compute of your RDS, go to smaller machine. That's a simple thing. There are a number of other things to do. But yeah, your first question should be this thing only to RDS guys. My current on-prem budget is $100. I will come to you. My application should not suffer. At the same time, everything has to be done within $100. Right? I'll open this. Right click, open, power on. While the machine boots up, let me first conclude, because we have spent 8:30. It doesn't mean we are stopping it. We'll see some practicals, but yeah. Any questions? If you want to wind up, if you want to leave, before leaving, you have any question? You want to stay for another 10-15 minutes? Yeah, happily, please stay. But yeah, please let me know.
So for the registration and for the next step, Kumar, do we have to reach out to you?
If you're coming from AKS, reach out to AKS only. If you got this link via the WhatsApp group or from the LinkedIn, yeah, you should have my number. Get the number from the WhatsApp group, right? Like this machine is on. By the way, anyone from SQL Server background here?
Yes, I am there.
Vivek, huh?
Yes.
Vivek, next 5-10 minutes, if you are not understanding, please ignore. Hope it will be understandable only, but yeah, 192, 168. Concept you will definitely understand, but the commands, you please ignore the commands. Simple, right? Right. What I'll do, root RFD123. I will switch to Postgres users, to Postgres. What is this? Which machine I logged in? One second. $146. Next, root RAC will be this is just a plug and play. Like you are not going, we are not going to install PostgreSQL, install operating system and all that stuff. It's straightforward. Just a Postgres user. What happened? What happened? Anyone?
User is not exist.
No, user is not exist.
Right? Postgres user does not exist, which means this is a fairly new operating system installed machine, right? /etc/os release. It's a CentOS 9 machine. What I'm going to do now is I will come here, download, press, go to downloads, choose Linux, Red Hat, version 9, 4-bit architecture. PostgreSQL 18 is what I want to install. Copy the script and paste it here. There. What it does is it will download the software from internet. It will install PostgreSQL. It will create your first database. It will start your first database. It will does everything. So what's the time now? 20:37.
Kumar, is it possible to just to share the contact details on the other PowerPoint slide so that I can note down the details?
Vikram, can you stay for 10 minutes, 10 more minutes?
Okay. Yeah, I can. No problem. Take your time.
I'll just walk you through the content and then share the URL.
Sounds good.
Right. We'll just spend another 10 minutes. We are running late by probably half an hour. First session is on Tuesday. Okay, but what's happening now is installing the PostgreSQL, creating our post database. So what I'll do, systemctl status PostgreSQL -18. My PostgreSQL is installed. Switch to Postgres. ps-ef get Postgres. This is the way you check if PostgreSQL is running in this machine or not. When you see a very big line with -3 in between, it means PostgreSQL is running. This is the installation location. This is your database file location. Now what I will do, exit systemctl stop PostgreSQL. I will switch to Postgres. No. Let me create my favorite directory, u01 -r Postgres. u01. And what is this?
User is not there at OS level.
No. This will create the user. Now switch to Postgres. User PGSQL18 bin. This is the installation location. Inside that I have initdb, which means create my first database cluster in this location. Don't use the default one that you got it. Instead, create my first database here. Now let me start. ps-ef grep Postgres. You got the data directory. I will log in. Create table employee id int salary int. Insert into employee values 1,100. Now what I will do, I will go to this location. Make a small change. Go here. We have used this initdb to create our first database. Now you tell me what this tool does.
Takes full backup.
Base backup, database backup.
Right? Database backup. So now what I will do, USR, PGSQL18, bin. I'm giving absolute path, simple. Take this tool, decide the location where you want to take the backup. U01 PGSQL18R. This is where I want to put my backup piece. I will add a couple of other options. Show me the progress. There. 100% completed. In one Postgres, you cannot have more than one cluster running. For that, what I need to do is I'll just need to change the port. And then start this backup piece. R. Started. To create your instance, you are using initdb. To starting the instance, you are using pgctl. To take the backup of that instance, you are using pgbase backup. ps-ef grep Postgres. Do I have two things running? PSQL-P 432, that's the default port. Select a star from employee. Come here and check PSQL-P 5433. Select a star from employee. I got. What I did here? Anyone?
So you did not restore the backup, you are directly operating from the
No,
backup
operating.
created.
Yeah.
Yeah. What I have done is I have taken the backup, I have restored it, and have started using it.
When did you delete that one? I mean, you took the backup.
Yeah, in PostgreSQL, there is no concept of restoring the backup. It is just using that backup piece location.
There is no PG underscore restore, something like that.
A PG restore is for logical backup restore. For physical, there is no restore concept. Now what I will do, to execute the previous command repeatedly, I need to do something like this. War for every second. Insert into employee value to comma 200. What does this mean?
Why it is replicating?
Yeah.
Note that.
That's a Unix command, right? Linux command, watch.
No, not about watch. My question is you inserted in the. Okay, that is R. I mean.
Yeah, R. You're in that point. R means replicate. That is, if you're from Oracle background, duplicate target database for standby, something like that. Now, yeah.
Below one is in which data directory? I mean,
18R.
R.
Okay, 18R. Okay.
18R.
Mm-hmm.
Now, select star from employee, delete from employee. Why?
Backup copy is only read only. It cannot. When you're also.
I'll insert one more record, 3,300. What exactly is this?
It's working as a read-only standby.
Yeah, it is working as a replica machine. So this is this is a streaming replication. This concept is called streaming replication in Postgres. I'll try to delete from here. It will not work. Delete from employee, not work. Assume that for some reason your primary is gone. Let's say Postgres. USR PGSQL 18 bin PGCTL stop -d user1 PGSQL 18. That means my primary is gone. How do I make this machine as a primary? So what I need to do is USR PGCTL promote -d user1 PGSQL 18R. Then login -p 5433. Delete from employee. Perfect. It worked.
Okay.
So this command, your patron is doing automatically. That's it.
Okay. One question here, like, I mean, you didn't did any setup, right? Like replicating the data from the primary to standby. I mean, how the data is replicating from primary to standby after restoring the backup. I mean, you started the services up to okay, but
PG base backup. Did we use this command?
correct.
Yeah.
--help. I'll just try to understand what are the options I have. In this, what is this? Right, configuration for replication, which means you not only take the backup, also write additional information in that backup piece so that I will use it for replication. Hence, when you take the backup with -r option, you start the backup piece. That doesn't mean that also means you are starting your replica machine. Straightforward.
Okay.
For example, USR PGSQL 18 bin PG base backup -d u01 pgsql 181 - checkpoint equals to fast 5433. This is the piece into which I have taken the backup. I will also use -r 182. In this piece, I have taken another backup. This backup, I can straightforward use it as a replica. This backup is just a standalone backup.
You use the same port, right? You should have used different port.
No. We are taking the backup of this machine, right?
Okay.
After taking the backup to start these machines, start these instances, change the ports. But yeah, we are not going to have primary and standby within the same machine, right? Of course, we will be having it in a different machines for our understanding only. So what we did now today.
Okay, I mean within the server it is okay. For other servers means, is there any additional setups do we need to do?
No. For example, I have another machine. This is the another machine. Only thing you need is -h. That means take the copy of that machine in a remote server. So let's say this is my primary ifconfig 147, and then I have one machine 131 root RSC123. This is 131. What I simply need to do is I need to tell this machine that the backup is being taken from a remote machine. For that, I just need to add an additional entry here. I'm going to take backup from a remote machine. Replication. Save, and then pgctl restart lmd u01 pgsl 18r. Done. So go to the other machine. This is the other machine which you decided to have it as a standby machine. Ifconfig a remote machine 131 systemctl stop patroni. I have patroni running here, so let me stop it here. Ensure no postgres is running. There is one postgres already running. Let me stop this also. pgctl stop -20 data directory. Even though it is running, I can use a different port 5433. Let me try that out. Let's leave it. Right. What I need to do? USR pgsql 18 bin pg base backup -d u01 pgsql remote 18r. You put whatever the name you want. -- checkpoint equals to fast -b. Show me the progress. Also use this as a replica. But what is the source? Understood? -h. Primary IP address ifconfig 147 dash. It's a remote machine, so I need to ensure ports are open. Systemctl stop firewall D. Here also systemctl stop firewall D. Just run this command. Where is our command? Copy. Port is 5433. Default it is taking port 5432. Completed. I can just simply start this. Remote R. psql -p 5433. Select the star from employee. Nothing is there. Insert into employee value 2,200. cannot insert here. Come here and check. Got the data. By the way, this is production level setting up the machines, not test machine. There is no test and production, right? So everything is production. So what we have done, installed Postgres, create host database, take the backup, restore, set up replication, manual failover, done. So PostgreSQL is that easy.
I mean, the ongoing replication, how is it going from the one server to another server? I mean, through network or
through network only.
through network? Okay.
Yeah. There is one process sitting in the primary, one process sitting in the standby. Handshake will happen there. Transfer the data from machine A to machine B.
Okay.
Yeah. That's it from my side. And this question for Vikram, I'm putting in the chat. This is the web.
Okay, you have the other slide also, right? Where you have the details, the WhatsApp and everything. Yeah, can you just...
What is that? In this slide? Sorry, I didn't get you. What is your question actually?
Yeah, can you go back to the slide where you have all the contact details? I think you were just showing up the slide.
This one?
No, the one that I think you just started. Give me a second.
Okay. Right. See here, I have connected my application. This is my application doing some inputs. It has connected to 145. Right? Who is 145? My leader. That means my primary. That is why inserts are happening. Right? Data inserted successfully, data inserted successfully, data inserted successfully. It means every second it is going to insert one record. That's how the application is created. And now what I'm doing is I'm stopping the Postgres in lab 01. PostgreSQL is stopped. 145 has immediately become the replica. 147 became the leader. And see here, connection attempt failed. Right. Connection attempt failed message for 2 seconds, and then immediately my application has started inserting the data by connecting to 147. My application doesn't know who is primary and who is standby. It immediately connected to the new primary. And you realize that you have some problem with 145, right? And then you start troubleshooting this 145. Your application doesn't know all these things. 145 is completely gone from the cluster. Now I will start 145. That means you are starting it again after troubleshooting. 145, join the cluster. It's a replica. Again, you're not doing anything here. You're not setting up your standby again, making it as a standby. Everything is done automatically. Your patron is doing that. Is it clear? And as part of the cloud, first spend time on understanding or setting up the cloud infra. So we'll spend time on VPN, subnets, internet gateway, or tables. It is not just like use the default environment to create RDS instance and done bye RDS is completed. We are going to spend time on setting up a network first, then we'll start our first database activity on cloud.
So Kumar, you're going to repeat the installation part again, because or just a demo?
No, obviously, yeah. So that's like, I mean, the motive of today's installation is to help you understand how quick you can spin up a machine to install PostgreSQL, to set up replication and all that stuff. Behind the scenes is what we need to understand, right? So
you went very fast too, so.
Yeah, I mean, for example, what we did today, we set up replication, but we are going to spend 2 days on replication. So we need to understand behind the scenes, replica lag, troubleshooting replica problems, and all those things are there, right? The only motive is, yeah, it's just a couple of commands away. Setting up replication. When someone says in LinkedIn, PostgreSQL streaming replication is a very big topic, complex topic, this topic, that topic. No, it is not complex at all. A simple one. And one more thing, this is for everyone. Sorry, 1 second. This is for everyone. Because it is needed. Hello. Hello. Can you see my screen?
Yeah. I mean, your voice is not clear. Okay. Tell me.
Yeah. Is it audible now?
Yeah.
Right. One more thing that is, what you need to do is just apply your existing RDBMS knowledge, understanding PostgreSQL. As simple as that. Right? We are just moving from your existing RDBMS to the PostgreSQL. That's it. The concept remains the same. So for example, these are all your activities that you are doing as part of your existing database administration process. You are installing PostgreSQL, then you're creating your first database cluster, you're starting up your database, you're setting down your database, you're setting up the data directory location, that means the database files location, logging into your database, tuning the parameters, and then enabling, disabling security stuff, creating the users, read only user for your developer, give necessary permissions, select only privileges to your developers, insert, select, delete privileges to your production support team, right? Creating your database, creating your table, moving table from one tablespace to another tablespace. Setting up the replication, take the backup, do point-in-time recovery. So these are all the activities that are common across the database engines. So what you need to do is just take down your day-to-day activities as your existing RDBMS job, apply it to Postgres. You come to me and ask me something like this. In Oracle, quarterly once, I will do undo tablespace management. How are we going to do that here in PostgreSQL? Right? In my SQL server, I have a transaction log separately for each and every table. How the transaction logs get stored here? Is this clear? So just need to compare your existing RDBMS knowledge, apply it here. Every quarterly once I'll do drill activity in my SQL or in Oracle. Why do drill? Just to ensure my standby is healthy. If some problem comes to my primary, I should not be in a position that, oh, my standby is not working now, right? So to ensure or to gain some confidence, what we'll do drill activity. Do we do drill activity here as well? Where is drill activity? Understood? Yeah, it is as simple as just understanding what you're doing, your day-to-day responsibilities in Oracle or a SQL Server or MySQL. Understand it in PostgreSQL, simple. By the end of the course, when you take down the paper, write your existing responsibilities, everything should be satisfied. Right? You can go to this page, you'll understand like what is the difference between all the three major engines. No question, I will wind up.